just like all these other special things in the world, I remember it like it was just yesterday when I think it was just me and my mom one time, and we just went to. Oh yeah, back when we lived in. When we did move to El Paso, and then we went out to this freaking theater, which was like in the middle of nowhere. Like, just think about it. I think that there was nothing else there but just this freaking theater, and I'm like, okay, so this looks kind of a little bit lonesome in a way.
Yeah.
But anyway, as I walked in and stuff, and I just settled myself in, and when the movie started, the magic just happened, and we will carry on as the review goes on.
Oh yeah, for me, before seeing like the Barnyard movie, of course, I saw the show first, like when they used to air it back in Nicktoons, and goddamn, those were like the best days.
Oh, right, come to think of it, yes. This is, of course, the first instance where I did see the movie first before the show. And of course, with Jimmy Neutron, which we did go over, I saw the show first and then the movie, like, yeah, some other time.
Well, yes. But yeah, so yeah, the show and everything, but finding out it had its own movie first was really cool. Like, yeah, saw it a few times here and there as a kid, in Nicktoons, but got to rewatch it this morning, and it was really fantastic, and, like, again, really sad.
And could you, could you explain, like, some... Oh, yeah, what, right, we are on the part where we explain, like, the best parts, the sad parts, the worst parts, any parts at all.
Let's see here, the best parts. Whether it is having that crazy ass party in the barn, especially with Mr. Bombastic.
Yes.
Man, that was like one of the best parts. And also one of the funniest parts, like when they were showing this like mailman, like when Otis was like doing these funny poses in the back.
Oh yes, like that. When I first saw it in the movie theater, I was like really dying laughing, and my mom, she was trying not to laugh too. She was like, stop it.
Let's see here. I wouldn't call this funny, but it was just kind of like funny to me, but kind of random at the same time. With Miles keep hitting the farmer, and Otis keeps like, "Can you stop doing that?"
I mean, I thought it was funny too, both from how he kicked him and the sound of the kick.
Let's see other good parts. The beginning of the movie where they're all just surfing in the air.
Oh wait, he called it hill surfing, and yes, even though the song didn't really kind of like the song though. I mean, like I do like the whole hill surfing thing, but I didn't really kind of like the song.
Yeah, going back to the movie, I like how they picked, got some of the clips from the movie and put it for the intro, like the theme song for back at the Barnyard. I like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, what I noticed is just like all the only scene from the movie that right, both the hill surfing I'm seeing and when they're riding on those choppers.
Mhm. And the beginning of the movie where the Jeep was like clear, it was not like loud like in the theme song.
And right, because I believe that was Rob Paulson in the show, but in the movie, yeah, it was somebody else.
Exactly. And one of the cutest moments is like with Otis and Maddie, where she calls him Uncle Odie.
Yeah. Well, just Odie, just kind of like Odie, not really Uncle.
Like the first time they interacted, she said Unc Odie.
Are you sure? Like, did you put subtitles on it? Or?
No, they put subtitles. I heard it like clearly.
Are you sure? Because to me, it didn't really sound like she called him Uncle.
But yeah, I just like the cute moments with them, especially the funny times they had. But it got really serious in it, like. So yeah, explain it more. Like, what are the serious and bad moments, like where Dag the coyote like captured all of them, and then trying to eat Maddie, but of course Otis came in and saved the day.
Yes.
Yeah. One of the saddest parts, yeah, is like first it was kind of good and bad for Otis and his father, because just playing around and all that. He just wants Otis to just be like him one day, and they had that special moment, getting along as well, until it happened
Well,
when
you
he
could
got
just
attacked
say.
by coyotes.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he was getting attacked by coyotes along with Dag, and then as he was fighting them off. We thought he would survive, but he eventually collapsed.
And the sad part is, he tried to say a word, but he just couldn't, and just slipped away into his arms.
Exactly, But it was also a very memorable, and like it was very nice for what Daisy did, calling her son Ben.
Yeah, that part right there, that it hits differently. And when I say differently, I just meant like when you first realize that paying tribute to somebody that you remember and care about, and it it means something.
Exactly, But another hilarious part is with Otis and the Jersey cows.
Of course, yes. Another one is like when it went over and go boy tipping on Snotty Boy, and then they sing "You Gotta Move" while in the car.
Yeah, I just like the voices, all three actors provided for them, and matches perfectly.
Exactly.
Walkie talkie. Okay. Especially remember that part where one of the pizza dudes were like delivering it, and Otis was like, "Keep it to my arm."
Yeah, it was flipping out. He was like, "Ah!" And then, ouch, my arm. I mean, my fake arm. And he was like, "Dude, I got an arm, righteous."
And yeah, getting introduced to like new farm animals that were not there originally. Like yes, both Daisy and Betsy. Because the farmer picked them up because of what happened to their like last home and all that. I thought it was really thoughtful. But here's the thing, though. Betsy was the only one that made it to the show, not Daisy or her son.
Whoa. Okay. If I were to get online and find out how that was again, well, I guess. Well, yes. In the show, Abby was meant to be replacement of Daisy. I think that's how it was supposed to be.
Because you see Daisy in the movie and you see Abby in the show. It doesn't really add up because they really never explain what happened to Daisy or her son just left her or anything like that. Because she did explain that she had a husband, but he sadly passed away.
Right.
Yeah. But again, making these kind of connections or not, what other ones were there?
Okay. Well, for me, a big moment for Peck, of course, where he finally let out his crow to alert Otis that Dag was going to kill him, and of course, even though Otis was about to finish off Dag, all he just warned him is just to never come back ever, and just putted him away.
Just following his father's steps, it's what Ben would want him to do.
And in the end, he solidified himself of becoming, the leader of the Barnyard and taking responsibility in his own way, still being fun-loving, but still trying the best that he can,
Mm-hmm. And with Peck, yes, I agree with you. Especially with Freddy, explain the whole time everything smells like or tastes like chicken to him. Ooh, it smells like chicken, Otis. I just can feel it.
And yeah, even though we're kind of not really fully on characters yet, but
no, let's just talk about the funniest moments to me though.
Oh, okay, yeah, I understand.
But with Freddy, even though in the movie he has fur, full on fur, you can clearly see it, but in the show you don't see it.
Well, I guess it's supposed to introduce him as being, crazy and insane, and you're first introduced as kind of something to make you stand out above anybody else, and then in the show just made to be much more cleaner and nicer, but still remaining the personality that you have.
I mean, look, with these kind of changed, like, certain characters, like, their appearance, I really don't blame them. They did the same thing with Jimmy Neutron with the movie first, like, with Jimmy's original appearance, like, just the pants and the shoes, and they didn't change it in the show.
And yeah, like Cindy, she had pigtails in the movie and then a ponytail in the show.
Exactly. And another funny part was, like, when everybody was telling Pig, like, dead bee in your nose, he was like, oh, still alive.
Yes. Oh wait, yes, of course. One of my favorite parts, of course, when they did start, partying, and then they sang the song "Hitting the Hay." Like, that's like my most favorite part in the whole movie. And everyone always lusting over that female cat with a big behind, and of course, and well, I'm like, well, yeah, even though she does look really pretty and all that, but well, just dang. I'm like, I haven't noticed, but now I know why people are just looming over that.
I mean, I didn't really see it like that. I mean, it was a good performance by, like, the music, and especially Crazy Fred.
Wild Mike.
Oh, Wild Mike. What was I thinking?
Where'd you get Crazy Fred, bro? Oh, wait, Freddy. Oh, wait. Now you got me doing it.
No, I'm just playing. But yeah, it's great to, like, get introduced to him in the movie, then he eventually came to the show.
And yeah, and to this day, we still don't know what kind of, like, animal he's supposed to be. Like, I didn't even know what he was supposed to be. I honestly thought he was some living hairball.
Yeah. And the whole time you hear him do all this, like, gibberish you hear, like, from him, I feel like it's Rob Paulson voicing him, but, you can be, sure of it.
I thought that too, but... Wait, but I could have sworn that maybe it was the creator himself. I'm just theorizing, but who knows?
Who knows? But there was also that one scene that was, like, heartwarming when Lotus was, like, next to, like, the, like, what was it? Next to the river, and he just had this flashback of him and his, father.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that, like, yes, even though, like, Ben adopted Otis because, originally finding him as a kid and took him as his own was really cool of him.
What? Okay, I do not remember that at all. This really does hit differently now because I do not remember him being adopted.
Because, okay, even though we're going, like, a little bit, like, connections here. Because remember that one episode back at the Barnyard where, like, Betsy was, like, really upset with, like, her missing son and, that whole mayhem with her and Otis being mom and son.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because remember, he got separated from his mother, so that's how, Ben found him.
Oh, wait. Actually, I do kind of, like, remember now. Like, I do remember the episode where, of course, yeah, he did say that he got separated, and, well, it was just been some time.
But, yeah, let's see here. Yeah, the coyote scene, like, yes, as we're going back to this, it was really harsh for, like, what the coyotes did, especially, like, what they did to Otis, saying, let's keep just a little secret of ours. I'm like, oh my god, you're blackmailing him?
Yeah, I don't remember that part.
That's when Otis was chasing the coyotes, because remember they were chasing that rabbit?
I do.
Yeah. But yeah, another thing is, like, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, when they were going to Snotty Boy's room, you could hear, like, the cows, like, mumbling to himself. It was like, Marisa Marsh's character, Ig the cow, right?
Yeah.
He was mumbling to himself. I was like, this line was like, what the F? How are you like this? He's like, I'm lactose intolerant. I'm like, how? You produce milk?
Crazy logic stuff. Question.
The irony. Look, you can't have milk, but you produce milk. God damn, you're not even supposed to have, like, udders, like Otis.
Exactly.
Because in one Robot Chicken skit, they did that. Like, it was like, the whole time I've been a female.
Yeah, it messed me up too because I just always thought all cows had udders, but yes, only the females have udders and males, the bulls, they don't, right? It just took me a long time to figure it out.
you know, that's the only thing I liked about it was the laugh.
Yeah, same here.
Let's see. Other good parts from you?
Let's see other ones. Uh, okay. Well, I guess the motorcycle scene was pretty nice, and yeah, slow ride. It was really great. That's all I have to say.
Exactly. I like. Yes, as I said before, I like how they added like the movie clips into the theme song. It's very like good, especially the theme song. You know what's my favorite part about the theme song is when Otis was like, trying to play the guitar with his tongue. He's like, ow, ow, ow.
Yes.
Yeah. But other than that, it was a great film to watch.
Of course, indeed.
Yes.
All right, the characters.
Okay, of course, the top dog himself, Otis. Yeah. Even though I didn't get introduced to Kevin James first, like, of course it was Chris Hardwick. I think, like, yes, I prefer Chris Hardwick, like, voice for Otis better, but Kevin James, he did really good as well.
Yeah, in my opinion, in the movie, he's portrayed much more seriously as, since he did lose his father and it's up to him to lead the Barnyard again. But I just honestly got to say, this has got to be one of Kevin James' most serious, still yet lovable roles.
Exactly, like, let's see what it is. Yeah. And fun fact, the whole time I was rewatching the film this morning, like, in my mind, I keep hearing, like, Chris Hardwick's version of Otis in my mind, but I'm saying it's freaking, like, Kevin James the whole time. That's what I was thinking.
Don't know when to blame you.
Yeah, because I'm just so used to hearing Chris's, like, version, like, yeah. But, yeah, with Kevin James, I mean, yes, good actor, like, hearing some stuff about him here and there, However, introduced him was, Paul Blart.
Oh, and even though... Yeah, for me, of course, when I'm first watching. Oh wait, what am I saying? When I first watched Spider-Man 2, and you see the preview, or at least one of them, yeah, it is Hitch, Will Smith movie. Kevin James is in it. That's how I kind of got introduced to him, and then I eventually did see the movie. Turned out great, but officially, yes, it is Barnyard, which is my introduction to him.
I watched this too as a kid. It was really good. Another role I got introduced him in live action, along with the King of Queens. Was a good role. Like other notable voice roles you see from him. The first time I noticed him doing a voice role was Hotel Transylvania, where he plays Frankenstein.
Right, and for me, there was also Monster House.
Exactly, where he plays Officer Landers.
Well, the fat cop.
Yeah. But pretty much, I have no problem with Kevin James. He's like, a cool actor.
Well, sure. Even though kind of like Mark Mojo made a list about certain celebs getting a little aggro, but still, it's all about the good parts, not the bad qualities.
Exactly. But yeah, for Otis, I give him a affinity out of anything because he's like one of the best from Barnyard.
Same as you.
Alright, next up we go to, his adopted father, Ben the Cow. Yeah, he's a very wise cow. He's a mentor you want. Like, everybody wants at that point. Like, your opinion?
Well, yes, you did kind of gave everything away. Just knows like a man or bull who knows what's up, who knows what he's doing, knows how to just run the whole barnyard the way how it's supposed to be, and gave him that these wise words where a strong man stands up for himself, a stronger man stands up for others. I like that.
I love that phrase. Yeah, and especially like the deepness of that voice, like very wise and deep. Sam Elliott, he has quite a talent.
Yes, he's got one of the coolest voices in the world, and I was honored to just, see some other stuff that he was in. I mean, of course, since the 2003 Hulk wasn't really good, he was still great in it. And of course, I did see him again in The Good Dinosaur as, that T-Rex dad.
Butch.
Right, yes.
Yeah. And he was also in Ghost Rider, remember?
Oh yes, I remember.
Yeah. But one of the few times I got introduced to him, and Family Guy, where he plays the new mayor, Mayor Wild Wild West.
I thought so.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was just the voice, I really admired him, was a true guy, Because other than that, he was also in the 2010 Marmaduke movie. You ever seen it?
No.
He also got to play Call the Snake from The Adventures of Mowgli from 1996.
What?
Yeah. It's the one where Ian James Corlett got to play adult Mowgli.
Oh, that one. I think I stumbled across that one when I was making his episode.
Yeah. But other than that, I can't say more about Ben. He was a true leader to everybody, made the best choice for Otis to take over and all that, Sad that, he died from a great battle, but still one of the best characters.
Speaking of the battle, I do kind of like he managed to fight off the coyotes while still playing Won't Back Down. That was pretty awesome.
Exactly. For him, Infinity.
Yes.
Next one. Miles the Mole.
Mule. Yeah, from here it kind of sounded like you said mole, but yeah, mule.
No, I said... No, never mind though, but... For him, I have no problem with him. Yes, as we mentioned before, the funny things I like how he was just knocking out the farmer.
And I do kind of like how he was portrayed as not being, stereotypically dumb as donkeys tend to be.
Yes. And other than that, another great character. And yeah, the actor that played him, Danny Glover, he did really good. Other roles you might mention him, yes, he was in American Dad where he played Krampus.
And I also recognize him from also what was it? Yeah, Predator 2, the 2006 Shaggy Dog starring Tim Allen. Let's see other ones.
He was also in Our Friend Martin.
Really? Wow.
He played the train conductor.
Whoa.
And yeah, he was also in The Prince of Egypt. And he was also in the Project Ants from 1998.
But really?
Yeah. Any other ones you know somebody?
Okay, I almost feel like I have, but you can't always get everything.
That's alright. But for him, I give him a 10 out of 10, It's very chill, nothing much about it.
Yes.
Just wish I could have seen him more in the show.
Oh yeah. Nobody really wants to do, continuity anymore, depending on
Next up, one of my favorite characters, Bessie the Cow. Voiced by Wanda Sykes. This is actually how I got introduced to Wanda Sykes through the TV show Back at the Barnyard.
Oh, of course, yeah, we have gone on over the hedge. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. But Betsy, I like her attitude, the sassy and everything, straightforward. I like that about her.
Sure, while that may be her character, but deep down, she still kind of there's a heart somewhere there. Kind of like that little moment at the end of the movie where they were just, helping, Daisy give birth peacefully, but then Pip just had to go in and be like, "Hey, and I'm here for you," and then, "Hey."
Yeah, and the same as we were talking about earlier about the whole episode with Otis and Betsy being mother and son, and the fact that she was like, "I got you a new daddy. Hi, you get me my new dad."
Yes.
But for her, I give her Infinity out of anything because she's one of the best.
And yeah, just like everyone else, I do like her voice, and I do like how she just steals every part, every scene that she's in, both in the show and the movie.
next up, yes, other great characters in mind. Yes, Pip the Mouse, voiced by Jeffrey Garcia. Yeah, before, like, yeah, of course, yeah. For me, for Jeffrey Garcia, it was, Sheen from Jimmy Neutron.
Yes, me too.
That, along with Rio.
Awesome to hear.
Yeah. But yeah, Pip the Mouse, yeah. Just, being, Otis, Otis is like, right-hand man, he's just very cool. Like, he's just a little bit random at times, but, he's just a friend you just have in your group. That's it.
Of course.
Yeah. Yes, you just mentioned that funny moment with him and Betsy. Like, any funny moments? Like,
well, I mean, like, to be honest, nobody kind of really did much. I believe only Otis kind of, like, handled mostly everything.
Well, yeah, I did, like, view that when I was watching it. Like, they should have done more, but then again, just focusing on the main characters and such much. But yeah, for Pip, yeah, 10 out of 10.
Same as you.
Alright, next one. Freddy the Ferret. Yes, voiced by Cam Clark, the original voice of Leonard from the original TMNT series. Yeah, this is how, TMNT and back at Barnyard is how I got introduced to him.
Yes, Barnyard.
It's so crazy that the voice of Leonard could do a crazy voice, just like that.
Of course, yeah, call it versatility.
Yeah. Like, other roles I noticed him from, like, yeah, he was also the voice of Mr. Fantastic from the 1994 Spider-Man series.
Right.
Yeah, he was also, Monsters High, Wild Grind is where he played Emo Chris, and much more, like, And Freddy, yeah, he's legit my spirit animal, just, crazy and just random, just up for anything.
Yeah, I believe that too when I did watch the show, and I was like, yeah, alright, yeah, he, of course, like, he does have his, like, hilarious moments.
Especially the episode with his parents visiting.
Yes.
But for him, yeah, I give him a 10 out of 10.
Yes, agreed.
Next up, you could explain Peck the Rooster.
Okay, yes. So if I can recall correctly, since it's kind of been some time, he's supposed to be like, I guess the one with some, common sense, or, trying to be as good as character can be, just positive, but it pretends to be a little accident prone, and pretty much the butt monkey of the show and movie. But once again, he did get his shining moment where he did manage to once again alert Otis by crowing.
Exactly. Just proving that you could be like anything in life. Peck proved that, and being the best from one of Raw Paulson's. Yes, nobody for playing guests, of course. Yeah, the original Raphael, Donatello from the Nickelodeon version, Pinky, and of course Yakko.
Yes.
And yeah, it's crazy you got both Leonardo and Raphael in the cast.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, imagine that. If they had the full team of the TMNT cast, that would have been epic. But 2 is good enough.
Of course, and even better, the '80s version of Leo and Raph had no beef with each other. Like, these are the only incarnations where they don't really like argue as much. So that's a kind of little bit of a win-win.
Exactly. And for Peck, yeah, I give him a 9 out of 10.
8.
Alright, next one, yes. Daisy the Cow, voiced by Courtney Cox, who you might know from Friends, and much more. But yeah, I like how she played Daisy in this film, It's being sweet and all that. And there's like those awkward moments she had with, Otis, especially like Otis making like a fool of himself because, very nervous around her.
I mean, especially at that part when he first realized that she was pregnant. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why are you? Like, he was like, oh no, look at, and like, look at you, and I'm like, dude, you just gotta play it chill.
Well, yeah, as I said before, she would have made a good, member of the team if she made it to the show. But hey, at least she did really good in the movie, And fun fact, I actually saw it behind the scenes a long time ago. Back in last year, it showed Wanda Sykes and Courtney Cox doing the voices.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And your opinion about Daisy?
And well, everything that you said.
Yeah, for her, yeah, 9 out of 10.
6.
Alright, one of my favorites, top dog over here, Pig, Pig at times, just being random himself, but still hilarious at the end of the day.
Agreed.
Yeah. And he was voiced by the legendary Dino Asania, who sadly passed away in 2017.
And yes,
Yeah. And yeah, even though I didn't get introduced to him in Barnyard or back to Barnyard, for me it was, Bubble Guppies where he played Mr. Grouper.
right.
And, like, other noticeable roles, like, yeah, of course, Bushroot from Darkwing Duck and Uncle Ted from Bobby's World. But goddamn, Pig had to be one of his best at all times.
I would say yes, but yeah, number one for me, of course, is Uncle Ted, but Pig, of course, comes in second place.
Like, yeah, he didn't have really that much in, like, the movie. The show itself, like, just, like, everything about him. Especially one of my favorite parts of, like, in one episode, where he was like, guys, can you keep it down? I'm trying to make a music video. And he was like, this little pig went to the market. This
Yes.
awesome. Word. Oh, man. For Pig, Infinity.
Same here.
Alright, next up, you want to explain Duke the Dog?
Okay, if I can recall, it's just a typical dog doing typical dog stuff, but sadly, to know that he isn't very bright. So, as he like in one part where he decides to just try to take over for the barnyard for himself, but I mean, lacks basic leadership skills, anything necessary to become qualified, but still remains a good character.
Yes. Even though, like, in the movie where he was like, I should be the new leader, and of course Miles had to prove his point by throwing a ball. So what? And then feeding him peanut butter? I still don't see your point.
Yes, that part right there.
But it was really cool to find out that, yes, the actor that played him, for your Hey Arnold fans, he also played Ernie from Hey Arnold.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And yeah, I know much about him in live action. Yeah, he was also in Seinfeld. I saw a clip of that. He also appeared in this one episode of Everybody Loves Raymond, which was really cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. For Duke, I have to give him an 8 out of 10.
5.
But hey, if y'all ever seen that episode where his enemy Baxter was trying to, like, marry his sister, then you know why he's like that.
Oh, yes. Don't remind me. I mean, like, even though I haven't seen that one, but I do know Nika Futterman played her. But the one that I do know is, like, when they, when Baxter was, disguising, was masquerading as Duke.
Okay, moving on to the Jersey Cows. First up, the wild one of all, Eddie the Cow. Go ahead, Fresh.
Yeah, all I do like from him is I do like how, S. Scott Bullock voiced him. I got the accent down. That's how I kind of got first introduced to how Jersey people talk and how they act. And basically, those type of people who do like to party and do anything crazy. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I do like the voice he gave to, like, of course, Daddy. But how I first got introduced to S. Scott Bullock was, first it was a regular show, then Danny Phantom, and then eventually to Superhero Squad, because, of course, in regular show, he played Coffee Bean.
Oh, first regular show for you. Oh, yeah, for me, Danny Phantom.
Coffee. Yeah. He also played that guy that Margaret took a date with, where they wanted to go to that concert. He was like the fist bump guy.
Wait, fist bump guy. Oh, wait, you mean? Oh, wait, what was his name? Slasher? Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, of course, in Superhero Squad, he played the Red King. But Danny Phantom's where I know him from, like, yes, of course, playing Dash Baxter, which is a similar voice to Eddie if you think about it.
Well, yeah, just with an accent.
And let's see. Oh yeah, he played Cujo the dog. He played Clamper. He played Youngblood's parrot. He also played this mummy like villain, which was like apparently like one of the worst episodes for Danny Phantom.
Yes, King Tuck.
Yeah, the Dairy King and much more. Like his like vocal range was really like impressive.
Of course.
Yeah, and of course, let's not forget his one character from the Fair Parents special. Schools Out the Musical, Flappy Bob.
Right. I keep on forgetting about that too.
He was also in the Life and Times of Juniper Lee.
Yes, it's very different. Like, yes.
And he was also, and yeah, you probably noticed him like in Flapjack.
Oh yes, Punzi McHale.
Like he do a demonstration for all of them.
I think it was like, put yourself a 1.5 and be like, so eat it, kid. You just got signed.
He was also in Teen Titans. Remember he played Thunder?
Yes, I do.
And he also played King Goobot. He took over for Patrick Stewart in the TV show Adventures of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius.
Yes.
Which, you know, I like his version, you know. I was like the voice he kind of does, especially like one of my favorite like voices he does like for Team Eddie.
Same here.
Yeah. It's the great memories, you know. Oh yeah, he was also in the Fair Parents Channel Chasers like special. Like he played the bird, remember, from the Flintstones parody.
Oh, yes.
He also played the T-Hills and one of the wrestlers during that. But yeah, other than that, yeah, he's just a really great guy, and the character along with him, you know, just both great. I give them like a 10 out of 10.
Infinity, just for that.
Alright, next up, one of the other Jersey cows. Yeah, but the cow voiced by John DiMaggio. Just like the deepness of that voice.
Oh, yes. As I do.
Other than him, like, he also played the officer in the movie.
Yes.
I was like the voice he gives to the officer.
I do too. Oh, right. And also in the show, of course, he did play, like, what was it? Like, the news anchor and, crazy.
Oh, yeah, Anchorman Hank.
Right. Anchorman Hank Anchorman, like Johnny Test. Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like when he, like, the line that he said, like, walking, talking. It is, like, one of my favorite lines from him.
I do too. I so do like how, like, you know, when they were discussing that, like, you know what I'm talking, like the whole thing where they said, you know, anything with the word talking.
Talking, yeah. Yeah, for his roles in, like, Barnyard Infinity.
Yes.
Alright, next up, with Maurice LaMarche voicing Ig the Cow. Yeah, I like the voice he kind of gives.
I do too.
Yeah, kind of talk like this, you know. And the whole time, out of all the cows, you could see like him the most. Like, remember when Mrs. Beatty was like looking in the window, you could clearly see him the most.
Yes.
And when they were trying to like get out the window, his fan is gonna get out for a while.
Yeah.
But for him, I give him a 10 out of 10.
And 8.
And of course, the announcer, yeah, Root the Rooster. Your opinion?
Yeah, I do kind of like how I guess he's the jokes kind of work there. It wouldn't really work in today's standards, but he, as a comedian, he's passable. But in the show, I just realized he kind of a little bit much more arrogant and have some beef with Peck. That's all I know.
Hey, don't worry, turkeys. We know what your time's coming. Thanksgiving.
Yes.
For him, I'll give him an 8 out of 10.
7.
Alright. Let's see. Oh yeah, next up, Mrs. Beatty. Yeah. That's a crazy lady, but you can't blame her because she's the only one that sees the farmer talk. But there are times when the farmer like sees them talk, but of course, bang the head.
Well, he's not very bright either, so, you know, comes and goes.
Well, yeah. But Mrs. Beatty, you know, it's crazy throughout the show. Like, yes, showing, like, some craziness to, like, the movie, but the show especially. I remember one time where Mrs. Beatty had to, like, get out of her own house because her mother-in-law was visiting, and Nathan preferred her, but even though he was stuffed with food and everything, and the barn animals were trying to help her, and she actually thanked them, and just becoming friends at that point. But there's this one thing that was like, oh, they could have been friends for a long time, but there was a lightning strike that struck her, and she got her, she was like, animals are talking again.
Oh, that's stupid. Yes, freaking status quo is, it could either just, it can sometimes tick you off, but like, come on, just give them a break for once.
But yeah, this is how I got one of my introductions to Maria Bamford.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that I did watch Cat Dog around this time, so I think that it was Cat Dog with her.
For me, okay, yeah, one of my few introductions, but my true introduction was, Adventure Time.
Right.
Then eventually went to Cat Dog, then back at the Barnyard, which, again, she has crazy talent, especially her being a comedian in real life.
Yes.
Yeah. For Mrs. Beatty as a character, low standard character, but this is the voice itself, like infinity. Congrats to Maria.
I agree.
Let's see here. Of course, the creator himself voicing majority of these characters, starting with Snotty Boy.
Oh yes, definitely like his best character, and I guess like everyone's favorite character for that point, just for ripping off Nelson Muntz with that classic ha laugh, and I just do like how even though he is portrayed as just an obnoxious, annoying jerk, he still has his moments to just shine.
Yes. Of course, in the show, like, one of my favorite episodes of Snotty Boy has to be, remember when they went to Donkey Cheese's?
Yes.
Yeah, where he pulled the pants, but Donkey Cheese got revenge on him.
Yeah, well, he actually gave him what?
Well, yeah, he got his revenge by giving him a wedgie. But what's so surprising about the voice for Donkey Cheese? I thought it was somebody else, but I was really surprised it was Chris Hardwick.
I was still shocked as well.
Yeah. But an episode you gotta kind of feel bad for him is when his cousin visited him.
Oh, yes. Oh, not that Auntie Nora. He just wanted to be the 30 Pilgrim.
Oh, dang. And then just him torturing him here and there. And the farm animals trying to help them, but in disguise.
Yes.
Yeah. For Snotty Boy, this being really hilarious at Infinity.
Infinity.
Yeah. And I like how people are making memes about him from the past, about him growing up as Titan.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. I remember this one episode where Pig actually had to disguise as the Snotty Boy.
Oh, right, yes, where Snotty Boy did lose his memory, and he, yes, like, I basically just said the whole thing, like, yes, he lost his memory, went into disguise.
Mm-hmm. But another character he voiced was his uncle, Nathan.
Yeah, this is shocking, because I had really no idea, because when you said, when he played the majority of the characters, I'm like, really? Because I just only thought he played Snotty Boy, because that's how rarely some creators do. They just sometimes play characters, like, it depends whether or not they want to do it full on.
I mean, look at Seth MacFarlane. He does it full on. I mean, another example would be, like, Nick Kroll for, like, Big Mouth. I would say, Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yes.
Perfect example. Yeah. But yeah, for Nathan, I feel bad for him half the time because he has to like deal with Mrs. B.
Yes, just thinking that she's just plain old crazy and can't really just deal nothing with it. And the misery from both her and Snotty Boy, especially in that one episode, again, and where Snotty Boy got amnesia, but I do kind of like how he gets sarcastic around Mrs. Beatty.
Oh, like, it was crazy. And when he hit the biggest point of the film wake he was like, I can't deal with this anymore. He just, popped a beard and all that.
Yes.
I was like, you deserve it. You live with this woman, you deserve it. Yeah, for him, a 10 out of 10. No question about that.
Yes.
And another character he played was Naughty Boy's father.
Okay, I think I kind of like remember that, but with not with Ned, but until you brought him up and yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this is looking like Snotty Boy, but of course, like his hair is shaved up at the top. But yeah, nothing much to that. Like I remember he appeared in one episode of the show.
Oh yes, it is revealed that he's supposed to be a clown.
Yes. And yeah, revealing that Snotty Boy's father is actually, replaced Mr. B. Like, because there was a time where, like, you can't tell, like, who was, like, who to, like, Snotty Boy, like, the relationship, basically. But it was very clear in that one episode.
Oh.
Yeah. Of course, the one time they showed her was Snotty Boy's mother in the movie.
What? Ah, yes, right.
Yeah. But hey, that's a Snotty Boy for you. It's her along with Mrs. B makes more craziness. That's all we could get, but nothing much from that. Of course, oh yeah, another character from Rob Paulson. Remember the gopher?
Yes, I do. Rob Paulson gave his A game right there.
Exactly. At first, Ben was questioning about like the gophers and all that, but hey, they were like real help at the end of the movie.
Yes.
And it's the voice that Rob gave to that gopher. It was like, wow.
I know.
Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Same as you.
And another one by DJ Khaled. Now I was playing. Yes, the farmer voiced by Fred to the Shore. Yeah, the farmer, even though he didn't have that much lines in the film, it was still great to see funny moments in the show with him.
Agreed.
Especially one where it was his birthday, and the farm animals were like, celebrating his birthday, but it was a dream. And one of my favorite moments was when it was like, he's in his underwear, right? He goes to a bar, he sees this, guy's motorcycles, he's like, tell me back, say what? What? Tell me back, say what? What? Tell me back, say what? What? Oh, man. Oh my god, it was so hilarious. And then he hooked up with this nurse he had a crush on for a while, until realizing it was not a dream, and she hooked him with a needle to sleep down for a while, because he was going a little bit crazy.
Oh, dang. Oh well.
But hey, the farmer, he's a great character, and it's one of the few surprising voices from Fred to the Shore.
Oh yes.
And because I remember this one segment by Pig about turning into the Hulk.
Oh, okay. I think I like one time. It's been a while.
And so funny, while Pig was turning into the Hulk, the narrator the whole time was Fred Turner. He was like, and I saw people in the comments saying, it's so funny how Fred Turner was narrating this because he's the voice of Hulk.
Oh yeah.
But for the farmer, 10 out of 10, a classic character.
8.
Let's see, other than that, oh yeah, lastly, the villain himself, Dag the Coyote. Go ahead, Fresh.
Okay, yeah. If I can recall correctly, like the dude that did play him was also in what, Anchorman and Talladega Nights.
Well, yeah, Anchorman I remember because that was a movie with Steve Carell, Will Ferrell, and Paul Rudd. He was also in The Office and much more. He was also in the Epic Tales of Captain Underpants, a show from Netflix. Oh yeah, he played Rippy's principal from Regular Show.
Oh shoot, Ross.
And he played this Red Mantis from Kung Fu Panda: Legends of Awesomeness.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah. He also played this character named Rusty Bridges from Phineas and Ferb. He was also an American Dad, and much more. And this is the talent of how dark the voice he put in the Dag the Coyote was really impressive.
And yes, and I kind of like everything about this dude, but of course, one thing I didn't like, of course, the murder of Ben. But it took me a long time to notice something, like the way how he's drawn. I was out like you can see his rib cage, about how skinny he is. He kind of does remind me of a much more murderous Wile E. Coyote when you think about it.
Yep.
And yeah, I just do like how villainous and sadistic he is, and Well, I guess that's everything. That's everything for me.
Exactly, you know. If it wasn't from this film, we wouldn't have that show back in the Barnyard, which was a great success.
Of course, and we know that we did kind of like say like with the last one, but I mean a special mention to. Oh wait, I'm afraid that I might get it wrong, but with Maddie.
Which character? Oh, Maddie. Okay, I was about to mention her too, but I was like, do you know her? But you can go ahead.
Oh wait, if I am right, because I was about to say.
Hold on, I'm going there as well to make sure if you're saying the right person. Alright, just say the name, I'll tell you if you got it wrong.
Okay, okay, yes, I do know that it had to be a child actress, so Liliana Mumi?
No, but what's so funny is Liliana Mumi played the baby chicks along with others.
Oh, well, I was okay, so half right, but I wonder who was it?
And who also played the baby chicks along with Liliana Mumi was the voice of, you know, Cal from Cloud Chance and Meatballs too.
Voice? Oh wait. Oh, Cal, right? Right.
Yeah, along with other like unknown actors, like yeah, they show the names, but didn't really show the picture, like who, like they're originally from. But of course, other actors that I noticed was Snotty Boy's friends, like 1 and 2. Like yeah, the first one voiced by Lorraine Newman. You may know her from Danny Phantom, or Three Odd Parents, or Pixar, like additional voices. And yeah, his second friend was voiced by Katie Lee. You know, you may know her from Totally Spies or Muppet, the original Muppet Babies.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, because in the original Muppet Babies, she played Ralph the dog.
Oh, what? Seriously?
And in Totally Spies, she was one of the voices of Alex.
Yes.
And she was also in Darkwing Duck.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. She played that one duck with the glasses. Yeah, Honker. That was his name.
Yes. And like when I was watching, I was like, "Holy crap! This dude sounds like freaking Denisa from the Smurfs."
Huh. But yeah, the actual actor that played Maddie the chick, her name is Madeline Lovejoy.
Yes, I just looked it up as well, and I was like, wait, I do not remember. I could have sworn that it was honestly Liliana Mumi, but I was like, well, I guess their voices kind of sound a little bit much more closer when they were little kids, but close enough.
And yeah, even though we were about to end this off, we did say like we could talk about a little bit of our favorite episodes from the show if you want.
No, it's all right. I think we got enough.
Okay then. And yeah, just overall score from this film. Yeah, nothing else to it. Great film. Again, I loved it, especially like the show itself. This Infinity.
I give it a 70.
Fair score.
But yes, I do still enjoy it. I still remember that it gave me good memories, and of course, the show, which we will get into in season. Oh wait, yes. Well, okay, in the year 2008, because I just kind of got a little bit of a headache.
Okay, it's all right though.
And so thank you for collaborating.
No problem, man. It was a great experience, And yeah, just got refreshed from watching the movie this morning, It caught me off guard a little bit, especially some parts I didn't remember as much, but it was a great refresh.
And I'm glad that it worked out.
So look at this.